Hello and welcome to Theme Park Workshop Podcast for what is sure to be an epic episode. My name is Kelly and I am here with my co-hosts Bella Harvey and Adam Johnson.
Welcome to a new world of pods and monsters. That's a Bride of Frankenstein quote-ish. You know the one.
And we are here to talk about Epic Universe for the first in what is sure to be a series of episodes for you, leading up to and, of course, after the release of the new theme park. Release, is that the right way to say that? I don't know. The opening. But leading up, we will be sure to have some videos for you to get excited, some prepisodes, if you will. And then, of course, we will be telling you everything there is to know once we get to see the park for ourselves. So, today, what we're talking about is our top 5 attractions that we are most excited for at Epic Universe. Each of us has our own list. We don't know what's on the others' lists. We have a feeling we might have perhaps the same number one, but that is only on mere speculation as a group. So, we'll see about that. But who wants to give their list first? And I will tell you really quick how we're gonna do it. We're gonna each go through, and we're gonna go from 5 to 1, and then we'll do some discussion at the end and kind of compare. But who wants to start? I feel like I'm the host, so it'd be a little selfish for me to just keep talking. I should probably break it up.
I'll go first. Unless you want to go first, Adam.
Nah, girl, you take it. You take it.
Okay. Period. Okay. I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we're in the year of Epic Universe. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I feel like all of us are in agreement when saying this was very hard to narrow it down to 5. Because if this was like an unlimited list, unlimited, everything would be on there. Like everything. Like I put an ice cream cart in my top 10 all time for a theme. I am not afraid to put everything on a list. I put an air conditioning vent in my top 10 honorable mentions. I will put every last grain of dirt on the list. I'm so excited for the dirt at Epic Universe. You heard it first. So, starting off at number 5. Did you just hit your head?
I did. There's a bookshelf behind me.
Well,
Oh. I thought it was
Adam's gone.
Adam's gone rogue.
Bookshelf.
Oh, literally. He said straight spots. Anyway, number 5, I have said How to Train Your Dragon. Not the first How to Train Your Dragon you'll see on here though. I have Hiccup's Wing Gliders, mostly because it just looks really cool from what we've seen in concept art, from what we've seen from BioReconstruct. Thank you, almighty BioReconstruct. This looks so cool, and the water looks delicious. If you know what I mean, it's like that blue color that you just want to eat. It's like that Arendelle Aqua thing Disney tried to do. I wanted to eat it. Like, it was gorgeous. Like, I am so excited, and that whole land is just like gorgeous. I can't wait to step foot in there. I mean, we all know where probably all of us are running first, but I feel like I might get stopped at How to Train Your Dragon. Just gonna just veer to the side a little bit because I need to get on this because this looks like so much fun, and it looks like a Bella like coaster. Like, it's not gonna be too scary. It's not gonna be too fast. It's not gonna go upside down, but it'll still be thrilling and toothless. Like, hello. So that'll be fun. Number 4, we're gonna jump over to Nintendo. I feel like this, like every single person ever is gonna say they're so hyped for this. But truly, I'm really hyped for Mario Kart. Like, I know we've all seen videos of it from California and Japan. Like, we've all seen videos of it. We've all heard people complain about how slow it is and how not exciting it is. Even with like the VR, I don't care. I don't care. I am so excited just because like I love Mario Kart and I think it's gonna be cool. I will, however, be really mad if the seats are still really small. Because if I cannot ride this, or at least ride comfortably, there will be hell to pay. I'll be really upset. So hopefully Universal does a little bit better with their inclusion and their what's the word I'm looking for? Size equal I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I just hope that they've done better at Epic Universe. That's my like one hope and wish and dream because I want to write a lot of this stuff and sometimes I can't. So Mario Kart, I think it's really cool. I mean, Kelly, you have Mario as your background. I can't wait to see that. We all saw the pictures from Bio Reconstruct this week of that land looking beautiful. It looks unreal. It looks like an actual cartoon. Like I cannot believe that it's real and that we're gonna be there. Like I just can't believe it. It's gonna be so fun, and I can't wait to like see the queue because the California one is really cool. And, but also like, just the whole Nintendo Land. I'm really excited. Also the Yoshi one. I'm looking at your picture. Oh God, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Number 3, we're doing a little different. It's not a ride. It is the show in Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. Adam, how do you pronounce it? You can do it better than I did.
Les Cirques Arcanaux.
Period. That one. I think this is going to be so cool because I was reading all the information about it today when I was making the list. And puppetry, circus acts, like oh, made for me. Literally made for me. And also literally made for Matthew Dean Rector. His middle name's not Dean. I don't know why I just said Dean. Matthew Rector is gonna love it. Dear friend of the podcast, Matthew Rector, we've had him on here. He's gonna love this. It is right up his alley. It is right up my alley. Am I a big Harry Potter girl? No. Not anymore. Do I know anything about Fantastic Beasts? Exactly. Exactly. Do I know anything about Fantastic Beasts in the Ministry of Magic? Also, no. But will I be sad? Yes. Yes, I will. That whole land also looks so gorgeous. Like I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, but this one attraction, but then the whole land, like oh my God, like I can't believe that this is happening. It's just gonna be so cool and something so different, I think, for Universal. Like, because we've seen cirque performers, we've seen puppetry at Universal, but like having them together, it's gonna be really cool. And I like the whole like design that we've seen from like the concept art photos. I think count how many times I say it's gonna be cool because it's gonna be cool. I cannot wait. And then we have number 2. It is also not a ride. We're going back to How to Train Your Dragon for the Untrainable Dragon. There are no words to describe how excited I am for this show and to see Toothless. Oh God, I'm gonna cry. I get chills anytime I think about it. I watched a video of like the end of it today because I was talking to my dad about it. Oh my God, I can't believe that we're like actually getting that show. Because I remember first seeing videos of the one overseas, and I was just like, oh my God, I cannot wait. I love How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon fans are gonna be like fed very well this year with the land and then the live action movie. Like, it's gonna be a fantastic year. I just like, I can't believe this is real. It's gonna be so cool. And I really hope that you're allowed to take photos during it. Same with the Harry Potter one. Because I'm leaning towards probably not. But, there's a little sprinkle of optimism in me because I would love to shoot those 2 shows. So we're hoping. We're manifesting and we're praying for epic things. And then finally, my number 1, as we all probably have, And as we've all talked about for who knows how long now, my number one, we are heading into the one, the only Dark Universe. And it is going to be Monsters Unchained, obviously. Like, are we shocked? Are we shocked? You get it. You get it. This is gonna be ridiculous. Some would say Unchained. Uh, I, I, mm, mm, mm-hmm. I don't think I could form words. This is gonna be unlike anything we've ever seen before, and I don't think any of us are ready for how insane this is gonna be and how unwell we will be after writing it. Like, it is going to be so cool. Ever since they released that video of the animatronics, I've been like foaming at the mouth. Like, oh my god, I can't believe and like all yeah. I mm. It's gonna be so cool. And like just seeing that castle like up close, like the pictures that we've seen and the concept art for that is insane. And like I can't even imagine like like being right there in your picture, Adam, and like walking on that and walking up to the castle and walking through the like it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. I can't believe that there's like an actual like Universal Monsters like ride and land that's gonna exist now. It's gonna be off the chain. I also hope that one is size inclusive as well. I'm thinking it might be. It's kind of looking like because like we've seen the ride seats, so it kind of looks like Forbidden Journey. So maybe my arms might be uncomfortable, but I will be seated. I don't know. It's just gonna be really cool. It's gonna be so awesome. I really can't form words, and I feel like I didn't really say a whole lot during my top 5 hype, but there's no words. Like, I just can't wait to get in there and run around and go crazy and do backflips and scream and cry and fall to the floor and just experience the opening of a brand new theme park in Central Florida. Because when are we ever going to see that again? We are never going to see that again. So I am just like, I can't wait. I can't wait. It needs to be May 22nd. Like we're already in February pretty much. We're almost there, and then it'll be what, 3 months? We've been waiting how long for this? We've been waiting how many years? How many years we've been watching that construction site? Like,
Yeah,
and
I
now
think
it's
it's
happening.
been 5 or 6 years since Alicia Stella broke the story about the rumors. It could be
Yeah,
even like 7 years. However old our YouTube channel is, that's how long we've been knowing about Epic. And that's before they even announced it. So like long time
it's
coming.
happening. I can't wait. But yeah, that's my top 5. I I like I said before, I could add so many other things to that. Like I could literally add like the third trash can that you see in How to Train Your Dragon. Like I'm so excited. I'm excited for the restaurants. I'm excited for the merch, and we've seen a preview of that at the Stella Nova. Like things are happening, things are moving, and Central Florida is about to get a whole lot more epic this last half of the year, not the last half, the beginning of the year onward. And I can't wait to get my hands on that park. I can't wait to get in there. I can't wait. But yeah, that's it. Mm, I can't wait.
Adam, would you like to go next?
I would. As Bella's saying, it's really hard to quantify one's hype when it comes to the first fully new theme park since in 27 years, because that's when Animal Kingdom opened, 1998. I know that because Animal Kingdom and I share a birth year. And Disney Quest, rest in peace. Not the point. But hey, still obviously excited for Epic Universe, and there's a ton of attractions of all types of types. that I look forward to. Starting with my number five, the Blue Dragon Pan Asian Restaurant. You might be like, really? The Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant over all these other attractions? Yes, because when you ask what do I look forward to, I'm like, I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to eat there. And I'm sure what I eat there first will be based on practical things like where will I be when my stomach go burr. And it might not be the Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant. That might not be close. They might not have reservations. Who knows? We will see. But if you don't know what the Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant is, it's over in Celestial Park. And it's got Chinese, Japanese, and Thai food. And that's just calling my name. If you haven't seen the exterior concept art yet, it is to die for. It's beautiful. And Celestial Park is probably going to be the most beautiful theme park land we've had, at least in some time, and that this is part of it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it at night. But the Orlando Informer also says like it's going to look like or it's set in a perpetual night market. That's going to be cool on the inside. I mean, the Mexico Pavilion over in Epcot is always nighttime, and that's beautiful to look at and just hang out in. And we're doing this now with 2025, technology and theming and everything. It says it's going to have a romantic lantern lit patio, which just in the concept looks beautiful. It's neon, moving lanterns, and it's just going to, I don't know, tie in with everything else going on in Celestial Park. But really, I'm there for the food. And you're telling me Chinese, Japanese, Thai cuisine. Yes, my tummy is ready. And it's universal when they're like trying with food. There's because like Comic Strip Cafe over in Islands of Adventure, last I was there, they are doing like three different cuisines at once, and not good. It's the worst restaurant. Don't go there. But then the other recent things that we've had, like Minion Cafe, and that's like a quick service. This is like a full service, more like a Lombards or a Finnegan's, a Mythos, if you will. So those I've never had a bad experience on one of those. This menu sounds delicious. Not that we have the exact menu, but just the pitch of the menu and how it looks. I would not be surprised if I hang out there every time that I can. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, will I hit it first? Practicality comes first, and all that jazz. But very much looking forward to getting some grub there. My number four, moving over to Super Nintendo World, is the Power Up bands. Not just the bands, but what you can do with the bands. That is an attraction. Kind of like the wands over at all the other Wizarding Worlds of Harry Potter. I like the wand experiences, but I've never owned a wand. I've never felt compelled to own a wand. But when I'm at the Epic Universe store in City Walk, I'm like, I really wish I could get my hands on a power band right now. And I think it's because they gamify it at Super Nintendo World. They gamify how you interact with the things, and I guess technically they do that with Minion Land right now, but it's more tactile because it's not all on your phone. All the detail in Minion Land really is on your phone, which stinks. It's good. Like it's a good way to incorporate the app, and it adds an activity you can do with your family and your friends and stuff. But like the tactileness of it, that's what we love in a theme park land. It's the tactileness. And I mean, again, Super Nintendo World is open in Hollywood. It's open in Japan already, and we're getting a copy of Japan's. And what I've seen from there with how they're interacting with it, it just looks like a really good time. And then it culminates with a final level against Bowser Jr. and its own like dedicated show building and everything. So I'm just really excited to like gamify it. I think this is one I'll be going back to again and again. Unlike the wands, which I'll watch friends do, I might like borrow the wand, but every time I do it, I'm like, but will I pay $70, $80 to do this again? I think the wands are $70, but will I pay to do it again? I don't know, and I don't want to make the decision. I'm like, I'm going to do it again, and then I do it one more time. I don't think that's going to happen with Nintendo World, especially when this becomes part of the annual passes one day. And then I'll be doing it a whole lot, unless it's like super crowded. But it's crowded in Harry Potter all the time, so that's really a non-factor. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to a little spoiler for the rest of this list. I think I'm looking forward to it more than a single other attraction or ride over at Super Nintendo World. And I think it's because this is like a land interactivity thing. It encourages exploration of a land, and that's really what is appealing to me right now when I go to theme parks. Like we were talking about Dino-Rama last episode, and the detail you can find in there. I love going to Pandora and all the detail you can find in there. And just the storytelling it can tell through the land. And this adds that game element on top of it and encouraging you to explore the land, not just wait 2 hours for Mario Kart or 2.5 hours for Minecart Madness. Or I don't know how long Yoshi's Adventure is going to be featuring Captain Toad, but probably not a short wait. So this gives you something to do in there that doesn't have a wait time attached, really. So that'll be fun. My number 3 is a show, and it's The Untrainable Dragon at How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. I've been looking forward to seeing this since it came to Beijing. I don't think I'm ever going to go to Universal Studios Beijing. The future is still open. Who knows what will happen? But I figured I wasn't going to go anytime soon. And yeah, I still haven't watched a video of it, but I have seen clips. And the puppetry is astounding. And I'm really interested to see how they translate the story of the first film to a stage show. And again, already seen clips. If you watch the teasers, if you watch the little here's the land overviews. That's what I'm trying to say. If you watch the land overviews, you can see clips from the Beijing show, and already I'm like, wow. And I think it's going to be on a scale that Universal hasn't. Well, obviously they have done it. They opened in Beijing, but they have not done since or beforehand. This is really like the height of Universal live entertainment. It looks like. Perhaps the Cirque Arcanu could also be like the height of Universal Entertainment, but I know more about Untrainable. And when I think about Dragon's Land, I'm like, I gotta see Untrainable. If I don't see Untrainable while I'm there, I'm gonna be really bummed out. It might happen. It's gonna be a busy park in the opening months. We'll see what happens, but definitely looking forward to seeing the show at some point, and just I don't know, getting floored by some beautiful stagecraft. Right now, horror makeup show, great performances, Born Stuntacular, pushing the boundaries of what you can do with the theme park show, and I think How to Train Your Dragon is really going to do all of it and give us something like we haven't seen since like the Aladdin show at Disney's California Adventure. That's what's reminding me of most. I never saw that in person, but it's the closest we got at a Universal park. And listen, I'm a Universal kid. See, it just happens. So I'm excited to see Untrainable Dragon. Number 2, if you're a roller coaster person, if you're a roller coaster girly, you got to be looking forward to Stardust Racers, formerly Starfall Racers, lawsuits and everything. So Stardust Racers is what it's called now. Return to the dueling coaster format. I was going to say popularized by Dueling Dragons. I guess Gwazi was also a dueling coaster, but I'm gonna be a plain Floridian and be like, nah, popularized by Dueling Dragons. We like that one. Dueling Dragons was a great roller coaster, closed too soon, but I'm not mad about its replacement. And Stardust Racers looks like, no, we still got it. We knew you missed it. We're bringing it back in some way and bringing this dueling aspect. The track layout looks sick. It looks like Velocicoaster, but like more fun. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like because they have no lights on it. The lighting for the coaster is going to come from the cars. I think that was. So I don't know how these nighttime rides are going to be at all, or if it's even going to look like anything at night. We'll see. If it looks cool at night, whoo, that's going to be great. But even just watching the videos, I think Universal's posted the ride guys doing Stardust Racers, and they only got to a certain point. There's a lot of renderings of what it could be, and I've watched those several times, and I'm looking forward to it. Some of these really cool near miss moments and mirroring moments and launch moments. I'm here for it. It's going to be the most intense roller coaster I think here, based on no contest. It's going to be the most intense roller coaster here. It's going to be one of the most beautiful roller coasters I think. You can see it from Universal Studios right now. If you're on the parking garage, you can see it. If you're turning into Universal Boulevard, you can see it. And I'm like, I get to ride that soon. Oh, I cannot wait for that. And then my friends asked me, why are we doing that voice? I'm like, it's Stardust Racers. How can you not be excited for it? So that's my number 2. My number 1, gang, look at my screen. We all saw it coming. We were saying it was coming since this podcast, before the podcast started. When you turned it on, when you saw top 5 most hyped attractions, experiences, or whatever I'm going to call it at Epic Universe, you're like, I betcha Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment's going to make it on here. And of course, you're right. Wasn't a hard guess, but I am so looking forward to this because, for many reasons. I am a hardcore Universal Monsters fan, although maybe you can say, well, did you watch all of them? No, so am I really? Not the point. I love the Universal Monsters. I look forward to their houses every year. Their houses got me into HHN and changed me as a person. Bride of Frankenstein is one of the greatest movies ever made, one of the greatest horror movies. A lot of these are the greatest horror movies. I'm excited to see my monsters in a ride. But beyond that, I've kind of come around to the opinion that Forbidden Journey, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, one of the greatest rides to ever do it. I wish I included my top 10, but my reevaluation happened after that episode. But I'm really obsessed with it and how it does the virtual and the physical sets and everything. And it's just a great ride system all around. And so, like, I'm really on the Forbidden Journey train. Monsters Unchained very obviously looks like the next evolution of the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey Kuka Dark Ride Kuka Arm Dark Ride system. And I don't really think we've gotten anything like that since. Universal hasn't gone back to that well the way they did with Spider-Man and Transformers, and the Jurassic Park ride in Beijing. They really haven't touched that. They haven't touched the Kuka type ride in the way they've done Scoop. Um, so I'm really interested to see what does the perfected or what does the evolved version of the Forbidden Journey system look like. Plus, we got the most delectable looking monster animatronics, or sorry, animated figures. They look so good, and we get to see them and experience them up close in a Kuka, and we're flying, and it's intense. And they're saying this is the scariest ride they've ever built. The last time they said that was about 15 years ago, for the world's first psychological thrill ride in 2004. That's what they called it. It's Revenge of the Mummy, the ride. Now, we can say, is that a psychological thrill ride? I think it's just like the movies. Kind of campy, kind of spooky. They're saying that no, Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, very scary. I don't think I've been on like a horror ride before, so I'm give it to me. That's all I'm saying. Strap me down, and it can keep me there for the next 10 hours, because I will not choose to leave, but I will follow the protocol and leave and re enter the queue, and I will love it. I'm trying not to get too hyped for it, because if I get too hyped, I'm only setting myself up for disappointment. But I cannot lie. I cannot wait to be unchained with the monsters. And look, Victoria Frankenstein's the main character. Isn't she cool? She looks so cool. Everyone looks so cool. But women, in the words of Greta Gerwig, they have brains, they have minds. I forgot the rest of the quote because women. Anyway, that's my top 5. Kelly, Bella.
Hello. I also
Period.
have a top 5. First, let me start by saying that every single thing that my co-hosts have mentioned is something that I'm hyped for. That said, I have 5 things on here, and I'll give you a little spoiler right up front here. Mine are all rides. Truly and at my core, I am a rides girly. I am so excited for both of the shows. I cannot even, because I'm also a theater kid, okay? I'm, of course, excited for the live entertainment. But at the end of the day, my jam at theme parks, besides the theming, is I love a ride. Put me in any theme park, and if there's rides, I will love it. So, as long as they're, decent. I love a Six Flags. I don't care. I don't care about the theming is the rides are good. So anyway, I've got 5 rides on here, and we are going to start over in Super Nintendo World with Minecart Madness, a ride that has not yet been mentioned on this podcast episode. I'm quite excited about this. I think it looks insanely cool. I think it's going to be one of the coolest things to look at in that land, because you're just going to see this insane track jumping, like it's just gonna look so cool, and the big golden like facade with the waterfall is just going to be insane. I think it's going to be a really fun coaster. I think it's going to be very unique. I am just stoked for this, and I'm excited for how it's going to look in the land as well as how it's going to be to experience. I think it's going to be really different than anything that we have. Um, I love any roller coaster. I love less intense roller coasters. I love more intense roller coasters. And I love a theme, and I love Nintendo in general. My Nintendo Switch is my favorite console ever, probably. I think it's so much fun. That might be a controversial opinion. It's not like I've played every console, but I love the Switch. I think it's great. So just Nintendo is something that I've grown up with, that I've loved my whole life. It's the land that my lovely husband Kevin is the most excited for. So I'm stoked. And this attraction in particular is the one that is calling to me and that I'm the most excited about. So I uh can't wait. Oh, I guess that's kind of a spoiler for the rest of my list, but but in that area I'm quite excited for this. My number 4 is another roller coaster, Curse of the Werewolf. I think it looks very cool. The pictures of this ride are quite interesting. It kind of reminds me of like a mix between two rides that I think are just okay, but I think that they're gonna boost it up. It kind of reminds me, the animatronic portion of it reminds me of a very elevated like what's it called at Disneyland? The Matterhorn? Is that what I'm thinking of? Where they have like the Yetis popping out at you. I think this is going to be more intense and more, I mean, I guess it's a family coaster, but I think it's gonna be cooler animatronics and more detailed. But it kind of reminds me of something like that, where you're on a roller coaster and there's animatronics jumping out at you, basically. Although that might be a generous way to phrase that when we're talking about the Matterhorn. And then um the one at Busch Gardens.
Cobra's Curse.
That's the one, because it's a spinning coaster. Both rides that I think are fun, and I think that Universal is going to take it up a notch, and turn it into an incredible and immersive and spooky fun coaster. You'll go outside into a land I am very, very excited for. So that's going to be cool, and it'll be a cool thing to see as you're roaming around the dark universe. So I'm quite excited for this ride, and I think it's going to be amazing. My third most hype is a property that I have mixed feelings on, for a lot of reasons. I think that the creator is a monster derogatory, not in a positive way, but I do yes, exactly. Gay rights. But if there's one thing that Universal does damn well, it is Harry Potter stuff. And I am quite excited for Battle of the Ministry. As someone who grew up a fan of the property, as someone who loves Rise of the Resistance at Disney, as someone who has seen the absolutely insane renderings of this ride and how cool it is, the way that you get to this ride and the way they fit it in with the Floo powder and everything, I think this is going to be absolutely insane. I think it's going to be so cool. The way you transport there, the theming, the fact that it's freaking Umbridge, who is what an insane villain to have this ride based around. This is just going to be such an interesting ride with a gorgeous queue. It's just going to be amazing. The ride seats look very interesting and kind of comfortable. I mean, the backs of them look comfortable. But yeah, it's going to be wild. I cannot wait. That is one that I'm really hoping to get. I mean, I don't want to get too many spoilers for the inside of any rides, but this one in particular and my number 1 are ones that I really hope that it doesn't get spoiled for me, because I think it will be a jaw-dropping experience similar to how I felt about Rise of the Resistance when I went on it for the first time, which thankfully I was not spoiled for when I went on that. So yeah, I just think it's going to be really, really cool. Again, not a fan of the creator, but do I think that Universal will kill it? Of course I do. My number 2 is going to be a little familiar considering it was also Adam's number 2. I am so excited for Stardust Racers as a coaster fan. Holy moly, this ride is going to be insane. I am just hoping that, because we don't know what it's going to look like at night, I really hope it looks like just light racing across, the that area of the park. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I think that land is going to be stunning at night and during the day, but at night in particular, I think this ride is going to be insane. And I am so excited for it. They have a reference to flux capacitors on it, and that is literally my favorite movie series of all time, Back to the Future. So the fact that they're basically like, yeah, you're going to feel like you're traveling through space. You're going to feel like you're, going back to the future or to the past or wherever we're going on this ride around the universe. I am quite excited. I think it's going to be absolutely a must-do for any major coaster fans. I'm a huge fan of Velocicoaster. I think it's going to be better than that. I think it's going to be better than any roller coaster in Orlando and probably anywhere ever. No, but I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be really cool. My number 1, obviously is Yoshi's Adventure. I think it looks so cute. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I do think that ride looks cute.
Imagine though.
It's Yoshi's Adventure. It's gonna be so fun. No, it is Monsters Unchained. The Frankenstein Experiment. Obviously. First of all, women. Enough said. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Enough said. But man, that ride is just everything I could possibly want out of a ride. I love the ride system from everything we know about it with the Kuka. I love things that are scary because obviously huge Halloween Horror Nights fan. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, I'm so sorry if you don't like Halloween Horror Nights because we talk about it a lot. Even when we're not supposed to be talking about it, like right now. Like I will use any excuse to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. So anything scary, yes. Anything monsters, yes. A lot of times they're my number 1 house of the year. They're almost always in the top 3. I'd have to look back, but I mean pretty much always. Not last year, but usually. Which is funny because women, but still liked the concept of that. And then like my favorite ride of all time is Haunted Mansion, a variation of Haunted Mansion, but still Haunted Mansion. I love the spooky vibes, okay? So this is my number 1. It may very well end up being podcast husband's Kevin's least favorite ride in all of Orlando. He hates scary things. But for me, it's going to be a must ride every time I go to Epic Universe. Hopefully. Again, the hype is really high right now. And the problem is when it's that high, all it can do is go down. So I'm really hoping it lives up to my hype. But from everything I've seen about it, I would really like to avoid spoilers. Other than that, we'll see. It depends when I get to go. But man, that ride just is, I'm really hoping it blows me away and becomes my new number 1. We're going to have to redo our list of favorites a little while after Epic, maybe sometime next year, because I have a feeling that a lot of the things on my list are going to go into my top 10. But man, this one is the one that I'm really hoping is if it becomes my new favorite ride, if it beats out Haunted Mansion Holiday, wow, I will need to just constantly have an Epic Universe annual pass. I mean Universal, but you know what I mean, including Epic. We don't really know how all that's going to work yet. So that's my top 5. They're all rides. I'm very excited for all of them. I literally wish I was there right now, but yeah, it's I'm excited for other things too. I could talk about food for hours. I could talk about shows for hours. We will talk about them in our prep episodes coming up. I don't know if I'm able to give a little sneak peek here, but we're gonna be diving into the lands themselves. So we're gonna I would assume we're gonna start with Celestial Park, but we're gonna go around and talk about all the lands for you and go into detail for those who want that. You know, I was gonna say no spoilers. I mean, we'll give you information that we have that is open to the public. So if you don't want to know anything about them, you know, maybe you won't want to listen, but we will be diving into everything we as a collective community know about these lands prior to them opening. So I will dive more into my excitement for all of these things once we get there. But yeah, that's my top 5, and I can't wait.
Ah,
I love how we all have the same top 1. I'm not shocked.
no.
It's us.
I knew
Of
this
course.
was coming since they announced it, even before I think it was.
I will say I like that our lists were quite different. There was a little bit of overlap, but yeah, my top 2 are the same as your top 2, Adam, and obviously our top 1 are all the same. But other than that, mine is pretty different from y'all's. And then y'all had the
Untrainable.
show. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like that we all have very different thoughts. Man, that restaurant is the one I'm the most excited for though, Adam.
Mhm.
It sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, it's almost time, guys.
It is.
It's almost time. It's epic time. It's Morbin time. Like, oh my god. It's almost time.
You know what else it's time for? It's time to thank the patrons because I am not used to hosting for a while and I forgot to do that.
Patrons, she forgot about you. How are you feeling about that, patrons?
I
She
have literally
forgot about you.
I literally did not.
Bella
I
and I did it,
simply
though.
I'd never
Never
forget
would.
about you.
No.
I love y'all.
listen.
Much love. Much
Patrons, I love y'all very much. I don't know.
I
Kelly, your
Please
own
don't cancel me.
father is a patron, and you forgot about him?
Wow. Forgot about my father too.
Well, this episode is brought to you by our patrons. Couldn't do without them. They are the best. I would never forget about them. They are Landon Kanoki, Jonathan Edouard, Jordan Buster, Greg Harvey, Joshua Gonzalez, and Rachel Sprague, and Dwayne and Teresa Diker. So thank you all. If anyone would like to join the patrons, I won't forget about you. It's patreon.com/theme park workshop. And you'll support the show. You'll get some bonus episodes, some updates. So, you know, you get to see all the wacky wildness behind the scenes. So go check it out. We have a lot of options for patronage. We're very grateful for you. Thank you for supporting us. Truly, outside of the monetary support, your support of us in general and your emotional support is something that really keeps me going every day. And I genuinely mean that. Like, yeah, not to start crying or anything, but I like the fact that people like want to listen to us talk is really cool to me. And y'all want to hear us talk the most. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for supporting the yapping.
Because we love to yap. We do it anyway, but it's really cool.
Yap.
And for our non-patron listeners, thank y'all as well, because
y'all are okay.
Y'all are all right. No, anyone who wants to listen to us yap, it's a win in my book. So thank you. We'd love to hear from you more as well if you ever want to chat with us. We've got some socials. We've got well, I'll give you mine to start. I run the Theme Park Workshop Instagram, so go ahead and stop by there. Send us a comment, send us a message, say hello. Let us know what you think. We also have a TikTok, kind of, I mean, rough subject there. Whenever this gets released, we may or may not have TikTok, but if we do, it's Theme Park Workshop. And then if you'd like to find me personally, I'm on Instagram at kels.hoff and on Twitter at killer_Kels. And yeah, where can the people find you, Bella?
you can find me on Instagram at Flynn Rider's Nose. Or you can find me over on Twitter because it is not called X. Find me on Twitter.
We don't know her.
X, we don't know her. You can find me on Twitter at Bella Harvey with 2 Y's. And then over on the Theme Park Workshop Twitter, it made its grand debut, re-debut. So it'll be coming back with the next couple episodes for sure. That's going to be Workshop TP. Yeah. I was like, is there an underscore in there? There's not. Just Workshop TP. Yeah, that's where you can find me. That's where I'll be. Come on down.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on the Patreon, as mentioned before. I run that little shindig. Bonus episodes, early releases, and more. You can also find me at Adam from TPW, pretty much everywhere. So go ahead and find me there.
Well, we are also 2 other places that have not been mentioned because we're very organized on this show. You can, and by we I mean me, you can find us at Theme Park Workshop on Facebook. And you can also find us on YouTube at Theme Park Workshop. You may be there now watching this video, but if you're not, we do post videos on there. We're also on Spotify, on video, and we're also on Apple Podcasts. And is that on video? It's not. So if you want to watch our beautiful faces, go to one of those other 2. But yes, we're here and we're ready to talk about some epic things. So get ready for some exciting episodes coming up. We'll also have some other fun things going on. Perhaps something that was mentioned briefly when I was talking about one of my top 2 favorite rides. Perhaps my number 2. Perhaps there's a hint in there about an upcoming episode, or maybe it already happened. We don't know. There's some fun things coming, is what I'm trying to say.